And two of the most athletic teams in the state do battle tonight in Spearfish, as it's some more high school basketball right here on KDSJ-TV, as we are live from the Spearfish High School gym, where the Spartans of Spearfish hosting the Kernels of Mitchell, and the second game of tonight's high school basketball doubleheader, live on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. Good afternoon from the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. Clayson Davis on the call tonight after a thrilling girls basketball game for match number one. We have two teams that both made the state tournament a season ago. Mitchell, the defending Class AA runner-ups, and of course the season prior they were the state champions in Class AA. Coming in here, the Spearfish, to right their season after struggling here in the early season, but seeing if the Kernels can get back on track. They had a win last night versus Sturgis, trying to go 2-0 in West River as they now take on the Spearfish Spartans. Spearfish, they dropped their second contest of the season to the Huron Tigers last night, and a game that saw the Spartans outscore the Huron Tigers every single possession, every single quarter except the third when they were held scoreless. But looking to have the Spartans have a consistent offensive production tonight to take on the Kernels. It's our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off, as we will hear from Spartan head coach Ben Schultz with our pregame show, as he will help us lay the foundation to this match. Actually, no, we'll not hear from Coach Schultz. We'll hear from head coach of the Mitchell Kernels, Riker Kreitzfield, next.
Just part of life. When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
Back with our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off between the Mitchell Kernels and the Spearfish Spartans. I'm pleased to be joined by the Mitchell Kernel head coach, Riker Kreitzfield, joining us here with KDSJ Sports. Coach, we appreciate the time.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Looking at your team this season as the Mitchell Kernels, again, one of the staples in Class AA boys basketball. You guys broke a 5-game losing streak last night to the Sturgis Brown Scoopers. How important was it to get that win on the road in West River last night?
Yeah, it kind of felt like a make or break game for us, and we came off a brutal stretch of our schedule. We lost 5 of 6, 4 in a row, and we played, we lost to Roosevelt and T and Huron and Lincoln. And then we lost to Jefferson on Tuesday, which was another heartbreaker. So we really needed one. We were lucky to get one last night. Didn't get off to a great start, but found a way to win, and now we got to be ready again to go today.
Of course, the Kernels always known for their physicality and size, especially inside the paint. When you look at this year's roster, what were your expectations going into this season with the pieces you had coming back?
Maybe about where we're at. There's some teams I didn't know would be quite as good as they are. I didn't have Watertown on my radar as being quite as good as they are. But, this is kind of, as Coach and you talked, we're probably going to be, fighting 500, maybe a game or two above 500 or whatever. So, and we had to get better as the season got on. We're a lot better than we were in December, as everybody is. But we still got a ways to go if we want to be, we want to get the best seed we can and try to make a state tournament. So, kids are fighting. Obviously we had to replace a lot, and one of those being Marcus Dowdy, who was, I think the best player in AA last year. But we're learning. We're getting better. We're just trying to find consistency. That's been our issue.
Like you said, Coach, you guys lost a lot from a season ago. The runner-ups in Class AA But you return a few pieces, still a very heavy senior-led squad, especially with Colton Smith, one of your returners. What has he done on the floor for your Kernel basketball squad, as well as a few other returners that have stepped up for your team?
Yeah, Colton's been awesome. He's been a true leader for us this year. He's been rebounding it hard every game. He's been scoring 18 a game. He's just kind of where things start with us. But he's been great. He's been one of the best players in AA for a long time now. It's interesting because we do have a lot of seniors, but we're old and we're inexperienced because that last group that we had, had played so many years of varsity basketball. So we rely, we play our seniors and we rely on our junior class for, kind of our scoring load besides Colton, and then our senior class for the defensive side of things. So it's an interesting mix, but the kids are great, and they want to win. They want to keep the standard where it's been at the past few years, and we're working to get there.
Of course, you guys graduated Marcus Talley from a season ago, who ran the show offensively and defensively for the Kernels. Who have stepped up as far as your backcourt, as far as running the point guard and the guard play for your team this season?
We're kind of by committee team. We start, the Skinner kid and the bottom kid, and they've done a nice job. But, Rambles ran it a little bit. Colton's ran the point a little bit. We do it by committee a little bit. So it's been a hard adjustment for us, having everybody knew, where the ball needed to go last year. And this year we're trying to do it kind of as a squad. So that's been the biggest, adjustment as coaches and as players, just learning to play without having that guy that can get you into whatever you want.
What does the injury report look like for the Kernels going into Spearfish?
Knock on wood, we're all good. Everybody's healthy. We went through some sickness earlier in the year, but right now we're all good.
Looking at your opponent for this afternoon's contest, the Spearfish Spartans just dropped their second game of the season to Huron. What have you seen on film from Coach Ben Schultz's squad that impresses you?
Yeah, Spearfish is no joke. The conversation for them would be, who have they played, but it doesn't matter. They're very good. They got 5 guys who can score. They're athletic. The biggest thing with them is they really guard. They defend the heck out of the ball. And you saw that last night, holding Huron to low 40s, high 30s, something like that. They're really athletic, and they can all shoot it too. So they're a really tough guard. Southern, has really improved, and I would guess most people would say that's kind of where your scout has to start. Even though he's not the lead scorer, he's what gets everybody going. So it's a big-time challenge, especially on a morning scout is all you get on a Saturday. So we'll have to be well in a lot of different areas to hang around and hopefully give ourselves a chance to win on the road here.
And finally, Coach, that brings up my last question. What are your keys to a win versus Spearfish?
Well, it starts, like I said, it starts with Southern and trying to keep him out of the paint as much as you can. And you kind of want to try, you want to try to limit their shooters. With Vavruska, he was good last year too. And Davis, he's been around for a while and he can shoot it. He's super athletic. But I think probably for us specifically, it'll be offensively, not letting them turn us over. They're really handsy in the gaps. They really like to turn you over. They play hard defensively. It'll be, offensive efficiency for us. And if we can be efficient offensively, we think we can score enough to hang around. But we might also have to hope for an off night a little bit for Spearfish.
Awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us with KDSJ Sports, and good luck in this matchup.
Yep, appreciate it.
And that was head coach of the Mitchell Kernels, head coach Riker Kreitzfeld, joining us here with KDSJ Sports as we're getting closer and closer to tip-off here on KDSJ Sports. We're going to keep it right here and go ahead and go to our Dana Dental Arts starting lineups, being brought to you by the folks at Dana Dental Arts in Spearfish. Let our family care for your family. As we start off with the visiting Mitchell Kernels, 6-7 on the season. If Cody Oliver was here, he would be freaking out about this point. But again, the starting lineup for the Mitchell Kernels and head coach Riker Kreitzfeld. I'll start like this: a 6'5" guard, senior Colton Smith. He will be the focal point of the offense here today. Kendon Skinner is a 6' senior guard. At guard, a 6'5" senior Colin Weir. 6'5" senior there. 6'1" junior guard is Lincoln Bonham. And then finally at guard, a 6'2" guard, number 35, Owen Rammel for the Spartans. As again, the head coach of the Mitchell Kernels is Riker Kreitzfeld. Now I'll take us over to the Spearfish Spartans starting lineup, and I'm pretty sure everyone knows those starting lineups, especially if you've watched here on KDSJ-TV. As the starting lineups for the Spartans will go like this. Bennett Cortons, a 5'11" senior guard, wearing number 0. Cameron Davis, a 6'2" senior guard, coming into this weekend, averaging around 12 points a contest. Mason Southern, he runs the show for the Spartans from the point guard position. He's a junior guard at 5'8", wearing number 10. Cade Vavruska, leading scorer of the Spartans, held only 8 points last night. See if he gets back to his former self. He is a 6'2", a junior forward. And the big man, the trash man in the middle, that is Cooper Gibbs, a senior forward at 6'3". Head coach of the Spearfish Spartans is Ben Schultz in his 3rd season. As we look at the series history, and it has been all Mitchell since 2006 at least, as Mitchell leads 14-2, currently on a 7-game win streak versus the Spartans. But though Spearfish gave the Kernels a run for their money a season ago when the Spartans, again, both teams did not play very well offensively, and the Kernels eked out with a 49-47 win in the Corn Palace. But Mitchell, they like to play physical, pound the ball on the inside. They like to establish their size, out-effort you on the glass in the middle of the paint. They have some athleticism this year. Yes, they might be only 6-7 this year, but this Kernel squad plays all the right basketball they have to do in order to get to the state tournament, and that is play good defense, be physical, and score in the paint. Spartans, they like to run the floor, get up and down the floor, score in transition, use that inside-out game to score points from the outside and make it a show. Tip is won by Colton Smith and the Mitchell Kernels. And Colton Smith commits the first turnover as it's an over and back. I was wondering about that as, again, Smith caught the ball on one side and then almost backpedaled to the second side, and now our law on the court for tonight's matchup, meeting briefly, see if there's a change. Again, tonight's law on the court is being brought to you by the South Dakota Attorney General's Office, Division of Consumer Protection. So it will go ahead and stay right here after that over and back by Colton Smith. So Mitchell won the toss, though. Will still go to the Spearfish after the turnover. As the 2-3 defense is going to be the start for the Kernels. Spartans go inside to Cooper Gibbs on the block. Outside, elbow 3, Cam Davis, and it's good. Good start by Cam Davis. 3 ball, and Spearfish leads 3-0. Cam shooting the 3-point ball at a very high clip this season. Struggled in the mid parts of the season, but has come along strong, minus that game last night versus the Huron Tigers. Here's Colton Smith outside. They want to get it over to Weir. Back to Smith. Skinner now. Skinner with a handoff to Rammel, that is. As Rammel fly over to Weir. Weir losing it momentarily. Here's a long 2 by Rammel. No good. Rebound goes to Mason Southern. Southern, the point guard, again, most of the offense will go through him the entire game, and they go underneath to Vavruska. Vavruska in on Colton Smith. Floater leaves it short off the front of the rim. No good. Now quickly up 4 is Rammel. Now that's Bottom. Lincoln Bottom into the corner, short corner to Colton Smith. Wants to make a move on Cooper Gibbs, and he uses the glass, gets the shooter roll. And Colton Smith averaging about 18 points a contest. He gets his first 2 on Cooper Gibbs. Still that 2-3 zone defense. As Vavruska through the lane, underhanded layup is no good, but Smith will be the guilty party with the foul. Let's take a look at that foul on the Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. So Smith will pick up his first foul. Colton, an outstanding outside linebacker for the Mitchell Kernels this football season. Of course, the Kernels in that game versus Spearfish would much rather not think about kicking off that game this fall at around, I think it was 10 o'clock Mountain Time. It was pretty late. So Vavruska hits one of 2 free throws. Makes it now 3-2 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. They go inside to Smith. Smith wants to look to the outside. That's Bottom. Bottom fakes the handoff to Rammel. Now Weir. Weir inside to Skinner. Skinner drives, kick out over to Bottom. Bottom with another drive. Euro step around the Spartan defense. And a nice layup by the Mitchell Kernels and number 21, Lincoln Bottom. So now 4-4. Vavruska underneath, can't get the bucket to go. As Vavruska had a shot at the glass, he left it a little short off the glass, and Cade not too happy with himself after that missed layup. Big part for Vavruska is just to keep shooting and don't think about these mistakes too much because it will wear on a guy. So Vavruska will take a seat on the bench, maybe to just calm himself down. Carson Sire, the first off the bench for Spearfish. No substitutions yet for the Kernels. Smith top key, now Rammel. Rammel now on the baseline. Trying to find someone on the inside, takes 2 steps and floats it in the middle of the lane, floats it for a layup, and now the Kernels take their first lead of the game, 6-4. So Southern outside Corton, hands off, nice little scoop inside to Cooper Gibbs with the assist from Bennett Corton. Cooper Gibbs breaks into the scoring column, and now it's 6 apiece. So the Kernels, here's a deep 3 from the elbow, back rim no good, but the rebound goes to Weir. Weir handoff outside to Rammel, that is. Rammel, top key, now Skinner. Skinner handoff back to Rammel. Rammel wants to go baseline. A pull up from the free throw line is going to be short, but then a late call on the floor on the Spartans will send Owen Rammel to the line. So the man defense that the Spartans primarily major in. Kernels combine that by a lot of movement along the three-point line, a lot of handoff and a lot of screens on and off the ball to try to find a mismatch and also maybe open up some of these lanes for the Kernels to drive into the lane as Rammel hits the first free throw. And the second one will off no good, but the rebound tipped back to Skinner. So a second chance opportunity for the Kernels. Kendon Skinner thought about the drive, then stops at the short corner. Now here's Bottom. Bottom hands off over to Rammel. Rammel goes baseline. Rammel loses it out of bounds. Good defense by the Spartans. Again, Spearfish very handsy with the ball. They like forcing steals and especially getting their hands to just stop points. As here's Rammel in the corner, hands off back to Smith, who's guarded one-on-one with Gibbs. Top key Weir. Weir guarded on Sire, over to Smith. Smith thought about the corner 3, lost it momentarily, has to beat it over to the Kernels. Here's Skinner, step back 3 over Southern, and that 3 didn't have a chance. Good defense from the Spartans. And I'm not going to say the score currently because I don't want to cringe. Here's Corton, middle of the lane. Here's another kick out. Here's Davis in the corner, no good. The rebound battled for, and it's eventually controlled by Rammel. Now here comes the Kernels up floor. Rammel's going to, Bottom going baseline. Can't quite get the layup, but the rebound, though, controlled by the Kernels. Top key 3, Rammel rolls off no good. Finally getting the rebound is Carson Sire. As so far, the rebounding advantage has gone to the Kernels. Southern now over to Corton. Swung the ball back to Davis, back to Corton. Gets a screen from Southern, goes to the block inside Sire. Didn't like it, top key, now Southern. Southern floater, middle of the lane, back rim, gets the shooter's bounce to roll in good. Nice floater by Mason Southern. He led Spearfish in scoring last night with 11 to be named our superior performer, and a good start by Southern. Inside, want to get to Smith, not there, now a battle for it on the ground. It's eventually going to be controlled by no one in a jump ball on the ground. As rolling around was Colin Weir and Carson Sire. 8-7 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. And Vavruska will check in for Corton. Still no substitutions for the Kernels. Again, Riker Creutzfeld, that is. Head coach electing not to go to his bench just yet. Sire on the elbow, top key, downtown three-pointer. Cam Davis back rim, no good. Skinner with the rebound. So Davis has hit his first three-pointer, but then has missed 2 since. Weir now, Rammel swung over to Bottom. Bottom back up top to Skinner. Has plenty of distance by Southern. Now a turnover as good hands up floor of Vavruska. Vavruska is going to be fouled on his way to the rim. And so the foul will be called on the floor by number 35, Owen Rammel. Rammel's a 6'2" junior guard. And now the Kernels will go to the bench for the first time. So we have number 3, Carter McCormick in the game. A senior guard, 5'9" senior guard, is Cade Vavruska from the elbow, nails the tray. Vavruska averaged 15 points a game coming into Friday's contest versus Huron, where it was held to just 5 points, but hits a 3. And now he's up to 4. Bottom inside for the Kernels. That's Owen Shelsky through the middle of the lane. Nice reverse layup by the Kernels. They know how to score at the rim, and that's Carter McCormick getting the layup. So 11-9 in this rock fight so far between the two teams. Deep shot by Ashar Hodges. Rebound quickly up floor now to the Kernels, and then the ball goes off of number 40, Owen Shelsky, 6'6" sophomore center. And Davis will check out. Here comes Thomas Hughes, which I think lucky for Kernel fans is not wearing football pads. All-state quarterback in Class AA was Thomas Hughes. Third off the bench for Coach Ben Schultz. As from behind the three-point line is Ashar Hodges, hands off to Southern, and Southern wanted to look to maybe pass down the floor instead of catching the ball. So slow start by either team. Mitchell averaging 54 points a game. They also give up on average 54 points a game. Spearfish 59.4 a contest, but they give up about 41. Under a minute left to go in this first quarter. Inside Shelsky trying to do some work on Ashar Hodges. Elbow 3, back rim, no good. Doesn't get the second bounce, and therefore the rebound is Thomas Hughes, and now quickly up floors the Spartans. Southern trying to find something, tries to create, doesn't quite have anything. Now Hughes, a hands off back to Southern. Here's an elbow 3 by Mason, no good. Rebound goes to Smith. And now you can hear from our external mic that head coach Riker Creutzfeld electing to just spend the rest of this shot clock, as there's about a 2-second difference between game clock and shot clock. Not quite 2 seconds, and the Kernels will waste all the time necessary for this one shot. Now the Kernels electing to run with it. 6 on the shot clock, as here's Rammel. Rammel through the lane, doesn't quite have anyone. Goes back outside, Colton Smith. Elbow 3 at the buzzer's off, no good. And the rebound up forward of Vavruska, but luckily for the Kernels, the game clock ran out. So, after the first 8 minutes, we just have a 2-point ball game here in Spearfish, as the Spartans lead the Kernels 11-9 going into quarter number 2. You're watching high school basketball live from Spearfish on KDSJ-TV.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic, Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
Second quarter here starting in Spearfish with the Kernels of Mitchell trailing the Spartans 11-9 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Shelsky underneath, goes to Skinner. Skinner through the lane, can't quite find anyone. Back to Skinner on the elbow. Skinner drives through the lane, puts up a shot, tough shot over Mason Southern. He gets the bucket to go, and we're tied. So Kendall Skinner now, his first bucket of the game, actually. We're tied at 11. As starters out for Spearfish. Southern stops his drive over to Vavruska. Deep elbow three, got it. Look out if number 23 in maroon gets hot. He's up to 7 points, already 2 more than what he had all of last night. And a pair of threes for Cade Vavruska, again entering this weekend, averaging 15 a contest as Shelsky loses it on the pick and roll. Good defense and awareness by Bennett Corton to help out. Now Corton wants to drive, didn't have it, goes to Davis. Davis going baseline, takes on the contact, gets the bucket and one. It takes one steal from the Spartans to really jumpstart this transition on faster pace tempo for the Spartans, and then Davis takes on the contact from Carter McCormick and goes right into McCormick to get the bucket and the foul. 3-point play by Davis is good. So the Spartans, just like that, extend the lead. Now 17-11, back-to-back 3-point trips for Spearfish and back-to-back possessions. How do the Kernels respond? They go to Rammel. Rammel inside to now Colton Smith, who's in on Davis. And an offensive foul call. That's good defense by Davis. You could definitely tell that Smith was giving Davis a few elbows, and you could see on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay, puts in another elbow right when he went to the basket, and good job by Davis keeping his feet planted. Might be a slight bit of an acting job as well, but the arm did extend for Smith, so Colton now picks up 2 fouls. Here's a corner. Davis didn't quite have it. Ball swung back up to Corton. Corton through the lane. Pick and roll action. Beautiful. And the Spartans, after a quick bucket from the Kernels, have outscored Mitchell 8-2 since the beginning of the second quarter, and a timeout by head coach Riker Crutchfield. We'll go ahead and keep it right here. Let's let's look at our matchup menu. Being brought to you by the folks at Beef Logic and the South Dakota Beef Industry Council. See what else is going on today in high school basketball. Of course, right here on KDSJ-TV, Mitchell's at Spearfish. The opponents last night, Huron is at Sturgis tonight. Makpialuta is at Lee Deadwood. Faith is at number 5 Wall in Class B boys basketball action. Brandon Valley is at Rapid City Stevens. Sioux Falls O'Gorman's at Rapid City Central. And, of course, on KDSJ Radio right now, that's the 13th ranked Yellow Jackets trying to get back in the win column as they take on the UCCS Mountain Lions. We look at scoring on the game so far. 6 points from Cam Davis and then 7 points from, I did it again, 6-7, I get it. All the kids are laughing. Cade Vavruska has got 7 points. So those are the 2 leading scorers for the Spartans. Meanwhile, leading scorer for the Kernels, it's really been a bit of everyone. As Rammel's got 3. Colton Smith has got 2. 2 points from Herman, 2 points from Carter McCormick, and 2 points from Lincoln Bottom. So really everyone's gotten the scoring column. Shelke from the high post. 1 to go high-low to Smith. Smith with a reverse layup, and it's no good. And then Davis is going to be the guilty party, a little too physical with Colton Smith. there on the reverse layup. You can check that out on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. So that will send Colton Smith to the line for 2. Again, he averages about 18 points a contest, but the first free throw off front rim, no good. Bottom checks into the game for Carter McCormick. As earlier today on KDSJ Sports, the Spearfish Spartans come back from 20 points down to beat the Mitchell Kernels, Lady Kernels tonight, to give the Kernels their 4th loss of the season, broke their 10-game winning streak, and the Spearfish Spartans get their first win versus a Class AA opponent with a winning record and puts them back in the conversation for hosting a Sodak 16 contest. As Southern's ball that goes across the entire lane, deflected by maybe a Mitchell hand or 3, is stay out of bounds. It will go out of bounds and stay with the Spartans. 19-12 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. As Southern goes through the lane, doesn't have anything, and he commits the travel. And Southern didn't quite like the call. We'll see if he has a case here on our Tropical Smoothie Cafe replay. He might have a case. However, they pay me to talk, not to ref. So I'm going to do that. Chelsky top the key. Wants to look for someone, didn't quite have anyone. Goes inside to Smith. Smith is going to be fouled on the floor. They called a foul on the floor as he was lined up, actually guarded by Bennett Corton. And Smith was not a huge fan of that call. The ball will be on the floor. Corton just picked up his second. On our law on the court with a quick word with Smith. Maybe telling him that might leave the reffing to do to him. Smith now on the elbow, goes to the corner now. Rammel inside Shelsky, trying to make a move on Gibbs, and Shelsky's right there on Gibbs, and he's able to overpower the senior and get his first 2 points. So Shelsky with, again, 2 points. On the flip side, first shot no good. Cooper Gibbs with the putback's no good. Battle for the rebound is going to be a jump ball between Cooper Gibbs and number 5, Colin Weir. So now Southern to trigger the inbound. Trying to find someone, has to just throw it way back to the backcourt to Vervuska, and it goes back to Davis. 19-14 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Sire goes back top the key. Southern high post to Vervuska. Vervuska fadeaway over Shelsky. He's got it. Nice looking shot, fadeaway from Vervuska. And Cade now up to 9 points. Top the key, 3. Rammel no good. Rammel, that is. The rebound goes back to the Kernels. Weir over to Rammel. Rammel now driving through the lane. Floater over Gibbs, and he got it. Owen Rammel now with 5 points. Let me move the camera. It's 21-16 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It has been a rock fight so far here in Spearfish tonight as 2-3 zone. Southern will just pull up from the free throw line, off a little strong off the back rim. Kernels going to stop on defense. Here's Bottom, step back, wants to go inside to Shelsky, going in on Gibbs. Shelsky is going to be, actually gets partially deflected by Cooper Gibbs as he's going up, and now the Spartans with a defensive stop. Good effort by Gibbs. Downtown three-pointer by Bruska. With that kid, he only needs to watch one go through the hoop, and then he has the confidence to let it fly from anywhere. So Cade Vavruska leading all scorers with 12. Backdoor to Rammel. Rammel has it stripped out of there by Davis. Davis up floor, doesn't quite have the fast break, slows up, and then we'll get it to Southern. Southern into a double team through the middle of the lane, and it's blocked by Shelsky. 6'6" sophomore goes to the corner now. Here's Rammel. Rammel top the key now. Weir over to Bottom. Bottom inside Shelsky. Shelsky trying to make a move on Gibbs off the glass, and he got it. The Kernels are so disciplined and have great footwork on the block. That's the name of the game for the Kernels, using their size. I have good fundamentals underneath as well. And they will play basketball in a phone booth every day of the week and twice on Sunday if they have the choice to. Davis over to the other elbow to Southern. Southern wants to reset the play. He has 5 on the shot clock. To the rim, no good by Southern. So the Kernels with a few stops. And just both teams still feeling each other out. Inside, that's Colton Smith on Carson Sire. Sire, a hook shot over Sire. It's good by Colton Smith. Again, once you get Smith and Shelsky underneath the block, makes it hard for really anyone to try to go up against those two, especially if you don't have the size. And I think Coach Schultz knows it because Shar Hodges is going to check in. Lob to Southern, now into the corner, Davis. This zone defense has done a good job of limiting the Spartans' ball movement and has slowed this pace down a lot. Now Southern to the middle of the lane. Doesn't have a shot, goes through the lane, able to get the bucket and the foul. First I thought he was clogged in the middle of the lane, not really able to find anything. But he was just patient, allowed to have Ramel give him a little bit of a lane to the basket, and then he takes it, gets the foul, and one. So Southern now up to 4 points, a chance to make it a 3-point play and extend the lead to 27-20. 1:16 left to go in the first half. Of course, our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show coming up next. Southern does complete the 3-point play, and the lead is now 27-20. Slower pace game for the Spartans. Skinner's back in the game for the Kernels. They hand off to Smith, who attracts the attention of Shar Hodges. Ramel now corner. Ramel about lost his feet, goes back to Skinner. Skinner also about lost his feet and goes to Smith. Smith trying to battle in on Shar Hodges. Smith outside to Skinner. Skinner, his shot that's no good, and the ball will go out of bounds off of Weir. And Colton Smith going for the rebound. Strong defense from the Spartans, and I think a big part of that was Shar Hodges there at the block, as Colton Smith not allowed, Shar Hodges not allowing Colton Smith to get down in the block. 2-3 defense still. Nice backdoor to Hodges. Hodges going up against Smith, gets the strong bucket. Shar Hodges did not have the best game versus Mitchell a season ago, but he has stepped up in this contest, better suited to take on the Kernels, as Davis is trying to trigger the steal, but was just a tad bit short. And another 2 points that is for Ramel. He's got 7. (29-22) on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. 4 seconds left to go. Southern, no look pass, corner 3. Davis, off rim, no good. Rebound to Smith, and that will do it for the first half of action. After the first 16 minutes, it's Spearfish 29, Mitchell 22, as we've hit halftime here in game number 2 of KDSJ's doubleheader, as we will take a 2-minute timeout and come back with our Wolves Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Recap the action, recap the girls' action, and look at our scoreboard and get ready for the second half. Spearfish leading Mitchell 29-22. Halftime up next.
Quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Your vehicle is more than just a ride. It's a part of your life. And Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram will get you road ready. From a multi-point inspection, brakes, batteries, and tires, the certified technicians in Junix Service Department will keep you moving. Schedule your appointment today at Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram on West Jackson in Spearfish. Make eating better, easy with Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish. Just because you're in a hurry doesn't mean you can't eat better. Made to order smoothies, wraps, sandwiches, and flatbreads that instantly boost your mood, all with delivery available. Plus, check out all the different flavors of smoothie bowls, salads, and even breakfast items. Located off I-90 exit 14 on Platinum Drive, just down the hill from the Holiday Inn. Eat well, live well at Tropical Smoothie Cafe in Spearfish.
New one. Mic check. Okay, there we go. Lost audio for a second. Don't know what happened there. This is what happens when they let me run TV by myself today. But welcome into our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show, brought to you by Wolf's Plumbing and Heating in Spearfish. You can check them out here in town at by giving them a call at 605-642-5755 or see more at wolfph.com. As before we talk about the boys contest through 2 quarters, we have a girls basketball game to recap, and head coach of the Spearfish Lady Spartans, head coach Dakota Johnson, joins us in the Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine broadcast booth. That was a bunch of fun, Coach. How was it to finally pull out a win where so many times this season your team has gone cold shooting, but to keep their composure, come back after halftime, really emerge to score the ball? Everyone gets into the scoring column, everyone's shooting threes. How relieving was that to finally have that performance, especially versus a top 5 team?
Oh man, did we need that. The way that they battled, the toughness that they showed, it was huge for us in general, and it's going to be huge for us going into this last little stretch of the season that we have.
Talk about the confidence that your team obtained from beating one of the, again, top 5, top 6 teams in the state.
I mean, it was just a solid team effort, and for them to be able to lean onto each other, like you said, we got a bunch of girls scoring the basketball. They were sharing the ball, moving and grooving, playing solid defensively. So it was just a solid team effort. Obviously have some standout performances, but no one was caring about the glory. They were getting the ball where it was hot, and they kept it moving. And like I said, they just showed a lot of toughness today.
Well, us media people like to find standout performances, and this might be one of the better-kept secrets in all of girls basketball. Finley Bowman. First of all, where did she come from? Second of all, her second varsity game, and she either leads your team in points or at least top 2. Hit some massive shots in this game to help claw you guys back in this contest. Talk about her performance tonight.
You know, we were trying to ease her into it. We've been very excited about her. She's shown a lot of promise, and we were trying to give her some lower level games once we brought up those 8th graders, and today we got down by 20 or something, and what the heck, let's see sink or swim. A lot of times when you bring those freshmen or 8th graders up, see what they can do, and I would call her Michael Phelps tonight. I think she found her rhythm and showed a lot of confidence and showed what she can do, and obviously it was kind of a secret weapon that we had. With Mitchell never really getting to see her and know how she plays and that sort of thing. But, our older gals really rallied around that. And like I said, we just showed that balance. And when it was time for her to take a shot, she knocked it down. And then next up. And it was just a lot of cool things that happened for sure.
I mean, especially for an 8th grader, you could definitely tell that the moment was not too big for her at all.
No, I think she's been waiting for this, and you know it's cool. You've had Mariah Bowman, you know, play with Addie Bowman, and now Addie and Finley are playing together. It's just a string of athletes, and like I said, we've been really excited. We know how athletic that family is, and it's cool to see them play together, and I'm excited to see where we can go from here.
Especially this win. I know you guys don't really like to talk about this much, but it puts you guys right back in the running for hosting a Sodax XT contest, but again, just the confidence this gives your team. Again, versus Aberdeen Central, you didn't have that scoring spark. Last night versus Huron and St. Thomas More, we could name a few more examples, but to finally be down, I think, more than 20 points to storm all the way back, much like what you guys did last year and beat a Class AA opponent. You actually broke a 10-game winning streak to the Mitchell Kernels as well. And just, again, to reiterate, how much confidence does this give your team going into a lighter next week's schedule?
Well, I mean, we just got to be – we have to carry that momentum. We got to be focused at task at hand. You know, we can't take anyone for granted. This last little stretch of games is going to be huge for us to carry this momentum and continue it. The challenge now is going to be, can we maintain it? We don't want this to be a fluke. We want this to be, this is the level that we're going to play at, and we're going to play at it consistently.
That's awesome. Well, Coach, thank you for joining us here at this halftime of the boys game, and go enjoy this one with the team, Coach, and looking forward to talking to you again here next week.
You bet. Thank you.
That's head coach Dakota Johnson of the Spearfish Lady Spartans joining us here with KDSJ Sports. We'll take a quick timeout, recap scoring in the first half, and more of our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show as it continues.
Whether you've lived here for years or if you're new to town, everyone wants to know the best place to buy a quality pre-owned car, truck, and SUV, or where to go to have your current ride kept in shape. Brandon Kemp here from Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. Need new tires? We got them, all major brands. Your brakes squeaking, or do you just hear something that's not quite right? We can help. Or maybe you're looking to upgrade to something a little more suitable. Well, you came to the right place. Superior Auto Solutions on Colorado Boulevard in Spearfish, or find us online at superiorautost.com.
The Stadium Sports Grill is where sports fans meet in Spearfish. The Stadium is locally owned and operated, and they carry the NFL ticket, NBA package, college sports pack, and stream all BHSU and Spearfish Spartan sporting events. Their famous steak tips and hand-patty burgers will satisfy any sports fan. The Stadium is a full bar and grill, open daily for lunch at 11 a.m. and serving brunch on Sundays starting at 10. Plus, don't forget the scoreboard on Ryan Road next to Safeway. See you soon at the Stadium Sports Grill, Main Street, Spearfish.
Welcome back to our Wolf's Plumbing and Heating halftime show. Clayson Davis on the call here on KDSJ-TV, your hometown stream for your hometown team. Reminder that at the conclusion of this contest, we will also name a superior performer for the boys contest, courtesy of Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. As, again, Finley Bowman, the 8th grader, the superior performer in game number 1, as we just heard from head coach Dakota Johnson. As see who will award it on the boys' side. Let's quickly go over scoring really quick, for both of these teams. Again, these stats are unofficial, but we will start off with the Mitchell Kernels unofficially. Colton Smith's got, believe I have him for 5 points. Let's see how off my stats are. Nope, he only has. Yep, he's got 5 points. 2 points from Kendon Skinner. 2 points from Lincoln Bottom. 7 points from Owen Rammel. And 2 points from Luke LeBrun. From Owen Shelsky. So that's the scoring for the Huron Tigers. Meanwhile, for the Spartans, you got 6 points from Cam Davis. You got 5 points from Mason Southern. Cade Vavruska, in the meanwhile, he's got 12 for the Spartans. 2 points from Cooper Gibbs, 4 points from Cooper Gibbs as well. And Ashar Hodges with 2 points as well. So that's unofficial scoring for both of these teams as we get ready to go for the second half in this rock fight of a Class AA game between the Spartans and the Kernels. Spearfish looking to break a 7-game winning streak the Kernels have over the Spartans, and the Kernels start off with a short little jumper by Colin Weir, his first points of the contest. Inside is Cade Vavruska. He lost the ball, and the ball will go out of bounds off of Rammel. It's just been a physical battle inside the lane the entire night. Of course, the Kernels using their size, taking the air out of the basketball, looking for the shots they want, and they are good at finding them. And even if they don't have them, they're able to create as Davis with the ball on the ground hands it off to Bottom. Bottom now guarded tightly by Southern. And the Kernels will now set up on offense. So they started off the bucket, forced a turnover, and now their second possession here in this third quarter through the lane, and the floater is short by Weir. Good defense by Vavruska, now up floor Southern. Spearfish, the third quarter was their kryptonite last night when they lost to the Huron Tigers by not scoring a single point here in the third quarter. We'll see what Spearfish can do here in this third quarter after that humbling they had last night. Southern inside to Corton. Corton with contact right away, goes straight to Gibbs on the putback, and it's good. Cooper Gibbs now up to 6 points in the game. 31-24 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. It's been a battle in the paint. If you like post play, you definitely would like this contest. A short little floater to Skinner's no good, and then a push off by Weir on the rebound. So Weir picks up his first foul. Again, the Kernels back to the 2-3 zone defense. Really, this defense has slowed down the Spartans trying to go with the high-low game. They go inside. Well, you know what? It didn't slow down the Spartans that time. Nice roll action from Cade Vavruska, getting the back screen from Cooper Gibbs going to the rim for two. Spearfish now leading 33-24. The lead's 9. Vavruska's first bucket of the second half. Weir from the free throw line goes back outside Bottom. He wants to go inside to Colton Smith, who attracts the attention of Gibbs. Smith going baseline, trying to find some room, doesn't have any room. He gets the foul and one. So good is Colton Smith inside. 6'5", strong, athletic kid, and honestly had himself into this bad little spot, but able to get the bucket going into Vavruska. Vavruska had good defense, but the one mistake he did make is that left his feet, makes it easy for the officials to call it. Rebound's going to be tipped around and controlled by Skinner, but then taken away by Corton. Corton quickly up the floor. Corton takes on the contact, gets the bucket, and the harm. As Bennett Corton, the senior, he's tired of this big boy ball, takes matters into his own hands, gets the transition bucket and the foul, and Colt Smith just picked up his third. That's Corton's first bucket of the night as well, and he gets the three-point play. Lead is now 10. Kernels again with this slower style of pace. It's a little bit harder for the Kernels to come back from behind, but they've had hit a few shots. Smith fakes the handoff, now wants to drive on Gibbs. Backs up Gibbs, and he gets fouled by Gibbs. As Cooper wanted to go try to swat the ball away from Smith as he was bringing it up to shoot. And now Smith will head to the line for 2 free throws. Colton's got 7 on the game. Does not get 8 as the ball rattles out. Free throw shooting for the Kernels. Traditionally a pretty good free throw shooting, especially for the style of basketball they play, but have not been just perfect at it this contest, as Smith does hit his second. Makes the lead back to 9. So the Kernels still sticking around with the Spartans. As Corton, he had the three-point play last possession, goes to Vavruska. He's guarded by Skinner. Vavruska goes to the corner to Southern. This 2-3 zone defense. Here's a 3 by Southern in front of the Spearfish Benson. He got it. Mason Southern now with his second 3 of the game. And a foul away from the court, away from the basket, that is. Actually, no, it's going to be on a Corton, who was guarding the dribbler. He just picked up his third. So both number zeros for both teams with 3 fouls. Man defense from the Spartans. Bottom dealing with Davis wants to get his hands on the steal. Bottom tried hooking the ball inside the lane on a cutter for the Kernels. Didn't quite have it, and they're going to feed Smith again. Smith, double teamed, goes over to Weir. Nice rebound to Vavruska. Now Smith from the high post, attracting a double team from Southern and Gibbs. Now Weir. Weir going into Vavruska, trying to get a spin move. Doesn't quite have it. Still trying to find something, and he somehow got it over Vavruska. What a shot. As Weir shot that ball with his back to the basket. Now Sire in the game. Floater over Weir. It's going to be short of everything, but Smith does not knock it out of bounds. It goes off a Spartan, and it will go back to the Kernels. And the Kernels, just their ability to score really anywhere. As now we have I think we have a warning on head coach Riker Kreitzfield outside of the coach's box. Along the court's gone after a few kids and now a coach tonight. Definitely with this physical style of game, you can definitely tell there might be a little bit of chirpiness going on. That's what you expect with these two athletic teams. Through the middle of the lane, Rammel trying to find an outlet, goes to bottom. Bottom outside to Weir. Weir in the corner, doesn't quite want the three, as now Colton Smith's in on Carson Sire. As top the key, now is Mitchell, swung over to bottom. Bottom inside to Weir. He gets the contact of Vavruska. Weir through the middle of the lane, through the contact, gets the bucket and the foul. So Colin Weir has been doing most of the damage here in the second half. That's his 6th point. Third foul called on Cade Vavruska. So now the Spartans starting to get into foul trouble. They got 4 fouls this quarter. The next one will result in free throws. So now with Thomas Hughes checking in for Vavruska. Both Corton and Vavruska with 3 fouls. A free throw is too strong, and it will go to the Spartans after the rebound by Carson Sire. Southern triggered the play, goes to Davis, back to Southern. Southern going baseline, trying to find her path underneath the basket, doesn't have it. Outside, here's Davis in the middle of the lane, trying to find someone. Splits through the double team, doesn't quite get the bucket, and Davis hits the ball out of bounds. That was a good find by Davis. Just couldn't quite get the finish. And now here comes Ashar Hodges to help establish some size as Thomas Hughes will go back out. 3:28 left go in quarter number 3. It's 39-31. The Spartans leading the Kernels. It was 11-9 after the first quarter, 29-22 at the end of the second. Now both teams trading blows back and forth. And the Kernels, their size on the inside has been the major difference, as now it's Shelsky from the high post. Smith inside Weir. Weir taking on the contact, doesn't have it, able to get the putback, and it gets the shooter's roll. And man, Colin Weir has been the difference maker here in quarter number 3. Now the Kernels are starting to claw their way back into this contest. Sire underneath the baseline, and he lost his footing and travels. The Kernels now starting to get some stops that they needed on defense they couldn't quite have in the first half. Rammel going up against Davis. Back to Weir, who attracts the attention of Carson Sire. Top the key is Shelsky, who will then hand off to number 3, that is McCormick. Inside, Shelsky going in on Ashar Hodges. Spin move, backhand. He does not get the call, and the rebound goes to Ashar Hodges. Great defense by Ashar. And he is also proving to be a little bit of a difference maker for Spearfish offensively. Now a steal up floor, Rammel. Rammel, spin move, and he is going to take on the contact from Davis and will head to the line. Davis wanted to go for the block and got the hand instead. So Davis picked up his second foul. That is the 5th team foul on Spearfish, so the rest of this quarter will have free throws anytime there is a Spartan foul. And Rammel hits the first free throw. That is his first point of the second half. Second free throw is good. Ramel now up to 9, and the Kernels, before you know it, are right back in this contest, 39-35, trailing the Spartans. Mitchell last night got the win over Sturgis, 57-45. Spartans now taking their time as the pace has been controlled by the Mitchell Kernels. Gibbs topped the key. Here's the jumper from the free throw line, and it hits every part of the rim and falls good. So Gibbs now 4 points this quarter. He's got 8 on the game. Spearfish lead is now back out to 6. A little bit of a smaller lineup for the Kernels. Smaller as in you have Carter McCormick in the game. We also still have Shelsky and Smith and Weir. Here's a step back 3 from Mitchell, no good. Rebound controlled by Shelsky, and there's another offensive board for the Kernels. They will take some more air out of this basketball, try to get a mismatch on the inside. Shelsky attracts the triple team, goes back outside, back to Shelsky. They're going to keep feeding him. Shelsky is going to be fouled. Shar Hodges is battling with Shelsky, and the hometown crowd thinking there might have been a few extra steps, but the refs do not agree with that call, so they get the foul on Shar Hodges. So Shelsky on the game after his first free throw, add that to his point total. That is his 4th point. As now into the game for the Kernels is Skinner. Second free throw off, no good. 41-36 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Spartans trying to close out this quarter, maybe with a bucket here from the corner by Southern. There it is. Throughout the entire season, whenever the Spartans needed a bucket, they've always got one usually from a open three look from the Spartans, usually controlled by Mason Southern. This time Southern was the one who pulled the trigger, and then after that, a 3-point bomb from Mason. A turnover from the Kernels turns the shot clock off for the Spartans, and now they will slow things down. Not like it's been super fast-paced this quarter anyway. Mitchell gives up about 54 points a game. They score about 54 points a game. As here is Davis, elbow 3 off rim, no good. Rebound goes to Sire. But now they say the ball went out of bounds and went over the backboard. Must have went over the corner of the backboard. And now, with 8.9 seconds left to go, the Kernels will now have an opportunity to have the last shot of the third quarter, as Thomas Hughes will come in to play some defense. So we have Southern, Sire, Hughes, Ashar Hodges, and Cooper Gibbs. 3 seconds left to go. Step back 3, good. So there is that. They're going to call it a long 2 from bottom. So that is indeed a step back 2 from bottom, but it does pull the lead back to within 6 for the Kernels. We'll head to the fourth quarter as you're watching high school basketball live on KDSJ-TV. It's 44-38. Fourth quarter up next.
Whatever the weather, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating keeps you in the comfort zone with expert heating and air conditioning repair or replacement from American Standard Mitsubishi. For over 70 years, Wolf's Plumbing and Heating has delivered quality service to the Northern Hills and Northeast Wyoming. When you need timely, expert service for heating, cooling, or plumbing, call 605-642-5755 or search Wolf's Plumbing and Heating and stay in the comfort zone.
Bank West is rooted in South Dakota. Committed to local success. Just like you. We're all connected. In South Dakota. For South Dakota. Convenient, connected, committed. Bank West.
Fourth quarter in Spearfish with the Spartans leading the Kernels 44-38. Fourth quarter action here on KDSJ-TV. After this, we'll have our Stadium Sports Grill postgame show as Vavruska driving to the lane, does not get the bucket, but he does give Colton Smith his fourth foul. You want to say that it's going to be a big advantage for Spearfish if Colton Smith fouls out of the game, but you look across the Kernels roster, of course you have Colin Weir, who's 6'5". You also have Luke LeBrun, who we haven't seen yet this contest. He's a 6'4" senior forward. As Weir will check back in the game, so it's now Weir, Shelsky, Bottom, Rammel, and Skinner for the Kernels. Vavruska, first free throw, off rim, no good. As again, 44-38 is the score. As the ball will go out of bounds as they try to get the ball inside to Shelsky, and he can't control it. It will go off of him, and turnover for the Kernels. The best way to describe this game, if you're just joining us, it's been a fist fight in a phone booth. Very physical squad between two athletic teams as they go inside to Gibbs. Gibbs almost got double teamed from behind by Mitchell. Now Southern going baseline. Wanted to get the ball into the corner of the Vavruska, but the ball is knocked out of bounds by Skinner. So now Spearfish to trigger the inbounds. This time Corton will throw it in. Lob outside to Gibbs. He hit 2 threes last night versus Huron. Set up 3 in the corner by Davis, left it short. And the rebound by Skinner. So Davis had a few opportunities at those corner threes. Has hit a few of them. He's got 6 points on the day so far, as he's still looking for his first bucket of the second half. Meanwhile, Rammel goes to the corner with Skinner. Inside Shelsky, but right there for the steal was Davis, as Davis was step for step with Rammel. And Davis, he came into this weekend averaging 11 points a contest, but really this weekend he's done most of his damage defensively against some tall physical squads of Huron and now Mitchell. As Corton's going baseline, jumper is stuffed right away by Shelsky. The ball is thrown back and bounds to Cooper Gibbs. Good play by Bennett Corton. Had his shot rejected, but then it went right back to Corton, able to save it in bounds, gets it to Cooper Gibbs inside for 2 points, and now Spearfish, the lead is now at 8. Rammel will now drive in, wants to look for a shot over Gibbs, can't quite get the roll, and a good rebound by Gibbs. As Corton about didn't have the rebound, here's Cade Vavruska going baseline. Cade Vavruska, and now we have a timeout on the floor by head coach Riker Kreitzfeld. And it will be indeed a full timeout. The lead is 10 for the Spartans here in the fourth quarter, and we will take a timeout. High school basketball on a Saturday afternoon, live on KDSJ-TV.
Sand and Gravel of Spearfish supports community and school athletics. Plus, they support community development with services in and around the Black Hills. Fisher is an aggregate company headquartered in Spearfish with 2 local commercial quarries in Beulah and Newcastle, Wyoming. They sell all sizes of aggregates for commercial and individual projects, from a pickup load to thousands of tons. Whatever you need, Fisher Sand and Gravel, proud supporter of all community, college, and high school athletics. Good luck to all teams and athletes competing in today's game.
It's back. The $9.95 Thursday Steak Special returns to Deadwood at Maverick Steak and Cocktails. As you dine on delicious bites, watch the Gold Dust Casino action from a table overlooking the gaming floor. Enjoy over 200 of the newest slot machines and table games in Deadwood. Then use your club card for great discounts at the 2 hotels located off Main Street, right in the middle of the action. Get reservations today by calling 605-559-1400 or visiting golddustdeadwood.com.
After that Mitchell timeout, they're trailing by 10 with about 5:45 and a steal by Southern. Southern up floor is not contested at all, and a breakaway transition layup for Mason Southern. Spartans break 50 first, and it's now 38-50, and another steal underneath as it goes to Rammel. Rammel just getting the bucket. Spartans do not want to commit the foul underneath the block, especially by Davis and Corton. Both of them's got 3 fouls. Smith still, nope. Yeah, Smith is now getting ready to check back in. He's got 4 fouls underneath. Fabruska beating his defender to the rim. The lead is 12. 52-40 on the Junix Chrysler Jeep Dodge Ram scoreboard. Ball's knocked out of the hands of the Kernels, able to get it back with Skinner. Here's the top key 3. Rammel doesn't quite have it. Rebound on the floor, and it's knocked out of there by Corton up floor to Southern. Southern through the middle of the lane. No one keeps track of him, and Mason Southern sneaks his way into the lane. Kernels are losing track of where Mason Southern is, as he's normally the facilitator of the offense. The last few contests, he's been doing most of the damage. Inside, Shelsky trying to make a move on Gibbs. He does not get the bucket, but it will send Gibbs to the line for 2. Let's take a look at that last steal after that last bucket by Mason Southern. Again, in the middle of the lane, and it almost seemed like the Kernels were confused on who actually had him. But Gibbs picks up his second foul. First free throw is good by Owen Shelsky. First point for the Kernels this fourth quarter. A lot of work to be done here by Mitchell to come back in the game, and we have a timeout. Second one by Mitchell here this quarter. They'll have 3 left. It is going to be a full timeout. So, you know what, sponsors? You're going to get some more love. Fourth quarter action here from Spearfish. You're watching high school basketball live on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Black Hills Gold Hits Facebook Live.
End of clutter and chaos, the Container Queen has you covered. At False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, we've got premium containers and custom sheds fit for royalty. Whether you want to buy new or used, she can handle the delivery. High cube, side doors, double doors, you name it, she's got it. Visit fbccontainersandstorage.com or call today. False Bottom Creek Containers and Storage, home of the Container Queen.
Quality food at a fair price. That's what you expect, and that's what you'll get at the Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish. Perfect for breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or to grab a bite to eat before or after the game. Choose from daily specials, and a trip to the fresh soup and salad bar is always a hit. Plus, the Millstone can accommodate larger groups, like buses or your next meeting in their private party room. So, if it's just you and a friend or the whole team, get a great meal at a great price. The Millstone Family Restaurant in Spearfish.
Full court man defense from the Kernels coming out of that timeout by Mitchell, and they are starting to go at Mason Southern. Coach Schultz identifies the change defensively, and he will take a timeout to talk about some changes for the Spartans here in the final 4 minutes and 15 seconds. More KDSJ Sports and Spearfish High School basketball coming up next week, as we will be, guess what, right back here in Spearfish as the Scoopers come into town to take on the Spartans. That's another episode of the Scoopers and the Spartans in this West River High School rivalry and a basketball doubleheader. That is coming up on Tuesday with the girls tip-off at 6 o'clock, boys tip-off 7:30 on Tuesday. Our Jake's Collision Repair countdown to tip-off at 5:30 on KDSJ-TV, and also on KDSJ Radio 980 AM, 103.5 FM, and KDSJ980.com. So Spartans to inbound. Here's Southern over to Corton. Corton back over to Vavruska, and the ball will go out of bounds off of the Kernels. So the Kernels again trying to match up man-to-man, this time going at Spearfish, needing to get some steals as Southern about gave the ball away. He's able to get it up the floor, and the ball will go out of bounds off of Rammel again. So again, the Kernels now playing very aggressively here in the backcourt, forcing some turnovers as the Kernels have not shown that they've been able to really get some opportunities to score very often, especially from deep. Here's a shot that's no good by Davis. The shot clock turns off. Good defensive stop by the Kernels with that switch on defense into the man. Corner three, Kernels need it, no good. Rebound, Vavruska. Vavruska up floor to Southern. And it's the full court man again. Quickly up floor to Corton by himself, and he lays it in. Corton got behind the Mitchell defense as they were playing heavily in the backcourt to try to try to get some turnovers, as the Kernels can't really score in bunches. Here's a deep three by Rammel, top the key, back rim, no good. The ball is knocked out of the first by Mitchell. Now they get it back. A floater by Rammel's no good. Rebound goes straight to Weir. Weir now over to Skinner. Here's a corner three. That's no good. Battle for the rebounds, eventually controlled by the Spartans. A lot going on as, again, the Kernels have struggled to foul as Southern through the middle of the lane goes over to Vavruska. The ball's knocked out of bounds. Schultz wanting a foul on Mason Southern, and he was getting really hacked at any time a white jersey went by Southern. So now to trigger the inbounds is going to be Bennett Corton. Corton wants to look inside, doesn't have it. We'll just throw it back up top the key to Gibbs, now over to Davis. Davis wanted to cross over and set up to the open spot on the field on the other elbow, but he loses it out of bounds. So Bottom will check in for the Kernels for Carter McCormick. Our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show coming up next as we have a steal by Corton. The floor doesn't get it. Davis putback's no good either, but Corton with the rebound and a foul by Rammel. Good heads-up play by Bennett Corton. Couldn't quite get the bucket, but then Corton able to get it, and then Rammel with a huge swing from the backside, and that one made it pretty easy to call for along the court. Lead for Spearfish is 14. And the Kernels still going after Mason Southern. Southern through the lane, stops momentarily outside to Corton. As again, the Kernels just double teaming pretty much anytime Southern gets the ball. Here's a jumper by Gibbs, back iron, no good. Rebound goes to Davis. Davis going to take some more air out of the basketball. Now Rammel on Southern. Southern again attracts the double team. Ball swung to the corner of Vavruska. Vavruska gets blocked and a foul. Foul will be on Owen Rammel. Rammel, that's his third. He's got 11 points to lead the Kernels this contest. Third team foul for the Kernels. Two more, and the Spartans are shooting free throws. Speaking of free throws, Vavruska gets the shooter's bounce off the front of the rim for his first free throw that's made. He's got 5 points this fourth quarter. Vavruska in the game's got 19 and 20. So Cade, after a tough night last night, returning to his former self as far as scoring the basketball at a high clip. And now the Mitchell Kernels, miscommunication on the pass, and they throw it out of bounds. Southern in the backcourt gets the attention of Weir. Lengthy at 6'5", attracts the double team. Now the ball swung over to Davis in the corner. Davis with the dunk. Baseline slamma-jamma. Breaks the Spartans over 60 and might be the nail in the coffin. Kernels got a score, and they've needed the score since yesterday. Smith going over Gibbs. Too fast, too strong, no good. The rebound bounced around. It's going to go to Cortani. Eventually tries throwing it off of Weir. It goes off of Weir. Goes back to the Spartans. A great hustle play by Corton. It has been a physical, grind-out basketball game for most of this contest, but the Spartans, again, now 1 minute, 15 seconds away from possibly beating the Kernels for the first time, as the layup is good by Weir. Weir's keep trying to go after the ball. It goes to Corton. Corton will dribble things back out as we've now reached under a minute. Now Corton just trying to dribble in circles to spend some time. Into the corner of Vavruska. Vavruska stopped off momentarily and throws it straight to Rammel. Rammel, spin move around, and he lost the ball out of bounds. So Mitchell trying to get to the free throw line, trying to almost dive into the Spartans to force a and one possible three-point play, especially when Mitchell hasn't been able to shoot the ball well from the outside this second half. Kernels still playing hard as Southern gets across half court over to Davis. Davis is going to be fouled by Rammel. That is the fourth team foul. 35 seconds left to go on the game clock. Rammel has fouled out of the contest. That's his fifth. And Coach Kreitzfeld will send in Luke LeBrun. The win here for the Spartans will give them their 11th win of the season. They go 1-1 in this AA East versus West back-to-back doubleheader for the boys. Kernels still playing hard. They haven't admitted defeat yet. Of course, the Kernels always very physical, very fundamentally sound squad. As the ball goes now outside to Southern. The Spearfish Spartans break a 7-game losing streak to the Mitchell Kernels. They were about 3 points away last season in the Corn Palace. Here in home at the Spearfish Spartan High School gym, they get the job done. Your final, Spearfish 60, Mitchell 44, and the Spartan girls and boys basketball with a sweep of the Kernels this afternoon in Spearfish. Let's recap everything what happened. Coming up next, it's our Stadium Sports Grill postgame show. We will look at scoring, name a superior performer for this contest, talk about what's coming up next for both of these teams, and more. Postgame show coming up next.
For 20 years, there's been a better alternative for car repair in Spearfish and the Northern Black Hills. It's Auto Doctor, with their 2 ASC-certified mechanics who each have over 40 years of experience and their state-of-the-art facility. They'll treat your vehicle like it's theirs. From mechanical repairs, brakes, alignments, tires, AC work, and more, Auto Doctor also provides advanced diagnostics. From Audis to Volkswagens, if your car is ill, we're the pill. Auto Doctor off Exit 14 Heritage Drive, Spearfish.
If it could be imagined, it can be created. Eaton Construction in Belle Fourche specializes in site development for your next commercial project. Size is no issue. Earth moving for grading on any level. Utility installation for single projects or entire subdivisions. Whatever the project, Eaton Construction has it handled. Gravel hauling. Construction of roads from scratch and down to basements. You know who you need for the job. Eaton Construction. Call 605-210-2223 today. That's 605-210-2223.
Hillen Optical has been helping families see clearly for over 50 years. They're more than just an eye care center. They're part of your community, committed to keeping your family's vision healthy and strong. From kids' first eye exams to the perfect frames for every family member, they're here to make your experience easy, affordable, and comfortable. Come visit Hillen Optical, where your family's vision is their top priority, because seeing life's special moments starts with healthy eyes. Hillen Optical, caring for your family one pair of eyes at a time.
Todd Poling and the A&W team are excited to be bringing the classic A&W brand back to Spearfish in the Northern Black Hills. And they're even more excited to be cheering on the Spearfish Spartans. Stop in for delicious burgers, chicken tenders, cheese curds, and of course their world-famous root beer made fresh in-house every day. Scan the QR code on your screen or mention the code Spartans25 for 10% off orders all day, every day. A&W and Spearfish, inside Walmart on 1st Avenue. Let's go Spartans!
Collisions happen. From fender benders to deer crossings, it's just part of life. When it happens, take it to Jake's Collision Repair with 2 locations in Sturgis and Spearfish. Locally owned and serving the Black Hills for over 15 years, Jake's delivers top quality repairs using state-of-the-art equipment, advanced training, and eco-friendly paint systems. Their technicians are ICAR and PPG certified, and they work with any insurance company. So when collisions happen, and they will, choose Jake's Collision Repair.
Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine is here when you need us for the extreme athletes or those everyday activities. From kiddos with broken bones to retirees with creaky knees. Whether you're pumping iron or planting petunias, we'll be in our clinic locations throughout the region working together. Monument Health Orthopedic and Sports Medicine, getting you moving again so you can confidently say, I'm back. Go to monument.health/orthopedics to find out more.
Spearfish breaks a 7-game losing streak to the Mitchell Kernels tonight as the Spartan boys and girls varsity squads go 2-0 tonight. This afternoon, that is, in Spearfish. They beat the Mitchell Kernels. The boys contest final 60-44. And, of course, the girls with the win tonight as well. Final score, if I could find wherever that sheet went, 61-55. It's our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show. Here brought to you by the good folks at the Stadium Sports Grill in Spearfish. You can check them out at 744 Main Street in Spearfish. Call 605-642-9521. As it's Stadium Sports Grill in Spearfish, where sports fans meet. As we go through some of the scoring in the recap, we will play our Tropical Smoothie Cafe highlight reel. As, again, after the first quarter, Spearfish led 11-9 before they took a 29-22 lead going into halftime. Really, that first half, Spearfish was able to be fast in terms of scoring for the really from half court. They were able to get out and score. They were able to run in transition, be dynamic on offense, and really set up a bunch of shots. Meanwhile, Mitchell, they played exactly how they've played really the entire season. And that's being big boy basketball in the middle of the lane with Colton Smith. You also had Owen Shelsky, and really just dominating on the inside. Second half, the Mitchell was able to kind of claw their way back at the game. They didn't shoot the ball very well from the outside, but again, just that physicality and size on the inside was kind of helped the Kernels slowly start the claw back in the game. And then Spearfish, unlike what we saw yesterday, made the plays that they needed to in the third and fourth quarters, and especially when Mitchell switched on defense, started playing very physical. The Spartans are able to find the shots they needed, able to take the air out of the basketball, and again, break a 7-game losing streak to the Mitchell Kernels. Well, you could keep hearing my recap of what just happened, or we can invite someone to the broadcast booth that knows a lot more about what just happened than I do, and that is head coach of the Spearfish Spartans, head coach Ben Schultz, who joins us here in our Stadium Sports Grill postgame show. Coach, first I got to thank you. I didn't really ask you until about 5 minutes ago when I texted if you want to come up here for a postgame show, so I really do appreciate you taking the time to chat with us about what just happened to celebrate this win.
No doubt. Thanks for having me.
So, Coach, that was a fist fight in a phone booth was the best way to put it. It was a very physical game really from start to finish. Yes, it was physical last night versus Huron, but this time you boys rose to the occasion. They were able to deal with the physicality from the Mitchell Kernels. I mean, Mitchell's got some big boys down underneath at the post.
Yeah, I mean, they put tough matchups out there for us to cover, and I thought Ashar and Cooper did an excellent job inside, making it really tough on them, and then also rebounding. That 40, Ashar really stepped in. He started to hurt us there for a little bit, and Ashar stepped in and did an awesome job on him, just making it really tough and uncomfortable. And Cooper just, bouncing around from guard and perimeter players with Smith, who also mixes it in the post, and then 40. We were rotating guys off of, around all over the place. And, Carson Sire came in and did a great job on those guys in those moments too. But, yeah, we were ready for that challenge. We learned the lesson. I mean, there's no losses in this game unless you don't learn from them. So last night, we learned a lot about what we need to do, especially in the second half, in order to close games out. And this was a tough opponent, and those guys had a lot of poise at the end of the game and put it away.
I would want to bring you back to last year when you guys played in the Corn Palace. That game, really, you had every single chance to win. You couldn't quite get the job done, lost by 2 to the eventual state runner-ups, and then Mitchell makes the trek over here. Very physical game. Both teams could argue they didn't get the calls that they thought they deserved, but again, a year older with a lot of these kids, and having that experience last year, how much did you think, being so close to breaking this losing streak to the Kernels last year, how much did that fuel the fire for the boys to play really hard and come out with the win this time?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we really look at years past. I mean, every year is a new team, and we feel really confident on our court. And with this game, we let it sting a little bit last night, and we just had a refocus moment, and the guys didn't hang their heads and really executed at the end of the game. But really proud of the emergence of Cooper Gibbs and Mason Southern that have just been playing phenomenally the last 2 weeks, and it was a really good team win. We have 5 threats on the court that could really take it, be our lead scorer at any point. And Bennett Corton, I thought, did an excellent job attacking that zone and finding guys. Same with Mason Southern there as well. So really good team win, and just excited for them.
Cade Vavruska, 20 points this contest as well. So after a slow start last night, how proud of you for him to be able to rebound and get back to really his former self from a statistical standpoint?
Yeah, I mean, with Huron, it's just a tough matchup with that much length, and it kind of takes away what Cade does really well on that matchup standpoint. So this is more of like a game that Vavruska really excels in. He usually follows up a bad game with a really good game, and he's done that all year. You saw that at STM, and then moving into the next game, and we saw it last night with Huron moving into this game. So he keeps battling, and the guys lift him up when he needs it, and he keeps showing up.
Really, you talk a lot about Bennett Corton, Cameron Davis, Cade Vavruska. As far as your main point scorers, the past 2 games, and really, I guess you could say 3 games, it's been Mason Southern, especially in 2 teams from East River playing really in the land among giants, being in the middle of that paint. But he had double-digit points again tonight. He's able to find little crevices in the middle of the lane. How big of an advantage it is that he's not only your facilitator, but now he's starting to put the state on notice as far as being able to score anytime it gets into the paint.
Yeah, and I've talked about Mason before of like he feels a need, and when teams bring help off of his drives and his penetration, he finds the open guys. And the last couple matchups, teams are just starting to let him go and just lock up on other guys on the perimeter just because of Cam and Cade and how they've been playing out there, which opens up opportunities for him. And he's really stepping up and making the correct reads and just doing a phenomenal job of taking what's in front of him. So can't talk enough about his play the last couple games of just being a facilitator, but also scoring when the opportunity's there. And Bennett, it's not all over the stat sheet on points, but he took them out of a lot of their actions. And 21's a good player, and he shut them down very, very well. And Cameron Davis is really figuring out on the defensive end and taking some major matchups and doing a phenomenal job. So, we're starting to grow into the team that we want to be here late in February, and I'm just really excited for them.
I said I could go down the list of who had a great game here tonight for your squad, and we don't have enough time in the day to go through everyone, but you just completed your second back-to-back weeks of 3 straight games. This week, you could argue way tougher than last week with 2 very physical squads here on your home court. Now you have a little bit of a break. Yes, you have a big Sturgis game coming up, but a little bit lighter schedule next week, especially with the monkey off your back beating a very physical Mitchell squad. How relieved are you to kind of get through this stretch of your season, and what momentum does this give for you guys going into next week and the ending of the season?
I mean, it's February basketball. I don't think I'd use the word relieved, but you know, this is when we want to be playing our best, and you know, we can't, with our schedule, we can't drop any games that we're supposed to win. So we're gonna come back here on Monday, have a great practice, and be ready for a rivalry game against Sturgis. And I don't care what the records are. I don't care how much better one team is than the other. Every single year, that's going to be a game. So we got to be ready for a lot of energy and for them to put up a really big fight. But we're just going to take it one day at a time, one rep at a time, one practice at a time. And, you know, when we keep continuing to do that together, you know, everything's achievable at the end.
Awesome. Well, Coach, again, thanks for the short notice post-game interview here. Celebrate this win with your guys. And, again, looking forward to chatting with you guys next week for Sturgis.
Absolutely. Thank you.
That's head coach Ben Schultz of the Spearfish Spartans joining us here with KDSJ Sports. More of our post-game show coming up next. Hey, Coach.
You see them everywhere. That's because Heinzerling Concrete of Spearfish is the most trusted name for everything from driveways, sidewalks, decorative stamp patios, and of course, foundations. Heinzerling Concrete is proud to support the activities that help our area youth build their foundation for future success. Whatever the job, Heinzerling Concrete is the name you can trust. Google Heinzerling Concrete in Spearfish or call 210-2320.
Beef Logic Inc. is proud to sponsor South Dakota's high school and collegiate athletes this season as they work alongside their partners at the South Dakota Beef Industry Council to deliver the Build Your Base sports nutrition program at local high schools and colleges around the state and the country. Are you looking for a simple, easy-to-follow program that can help you and your family optimize performance both on and off the field of play? Check out buildyourbase.org and learn why beef continues to be the premier protein for athletic performance and recovery.
You just got a quote from a company and are now being billed for not choosing them. Many contracts have what's referred to as a contingency agreement. These typically state that if you don't go with them, you, after insurance has approved the repair work, will be charged a percentage of the job they quoted. Ask up front if they charge to provide an estimate. Never sign anything that you haven't fully read or understand. If you have any questions, reach out to the South Dakota Office of Attorney General's Consumer Protection Division at 800-300-1986.
No matter what life throws in your direction, Dana Dental Arts and Spearfish reminds you to make you and your family's dental health a top priority. Putting off small problems now can lead to big ones later. We are small enough to feel like family, but big enough to bring you the latest technology. Before your lives get too hectic with school, sports, and other extracurricular activities, schedule a comprehensive exam now. We love our patients. Celebrating 50 years of dentistry in Spearfish.
Let our family care for your family.
Welcome back to our Stadium Sports Grill post-game show as head coach Ben Schultz joined us here just moments ago to recap what just happened here on KDSJ-TV. Reminder to subscribe to KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook so you never miss another live sports broadcast. You can rewatch this game, the girls' contest from earlier today, and more on KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. As it's time to name a superior performer for this contest. But before we do that, let's go through scoring. Starting off with the Mitchell Kernels, they were led in scoring by Owen Rammel. He had 11 points, followed up by 10 points from Colin Weir, 8 points from Colton Smith, below his average at this contest. He averages 18 coming into today. 8 points from Owen Shelsky unofficially, and 2 points from Kendon Skinner. Again, all unofficial. Meanwhile, the Spartans were led in scoring by Cade Vavruska with 20 points, followed up by Mason Southern, who did more than just score. He was able to, again, set up the offense, score in the middle of the lane, and was a candidate for superior performers. He's got 15. 8 points went to Cameron Davis. Also, we had 2 points from Shar Hodges, 5 points from Bennett Corton, but again, Bennett doing a lot of his damage on the defensive side of the ball, and well, with a few assists to help out Southern from the point guard position. It's time to name a superior performer, being brought to you by the folks at Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. You can check them out at 605-642-9111 or see their inventory online at superioroutosd.com. Back-to-back games for superior performances for Mason Southern. The point guard for the Spartans, our superior performer for the contest, being brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions and Spearfish. 15 points for the junior. Again, doing a lot of his damage also defensively, getting rebounds. He's done it all for the Spartans the past 2 games. He's emerged as a scorer. He's been able to get multiple steals as well, puts his teammates in the proper positions. And I do have to admit, Ben Schultz might have gave this one away as, again, this was his vote for the superior performance brought to you by Superior Auto Solutions in Spearfish. So Southern back-to-back games being the player of the game. You can vote for your favorite January superior performer on our website at KDSJ-980.com. And you know what? It's 5 o'clock. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. We're going to end it right there. Again, thank you for joining us here on KDSJ-TV. Thank you to all of our sponsors as well, joining us here on YouTube and on Facebook. Remember to follow our Facebook page at Black Hills Gold Hits KDSJ. And also follow us, subscribe to our YouTube channel at KDSJ-TV on YouTube and on Facebook. So you can rewatch this game, rewatch the girls' contest, and also all of our previous sports broadcasts as well. And also you'll receive push notifications whenever we go live. That'll do it for tonight's broadcast here in Spearfish. For everyone at KDSJ Sports, thank you to all of our sponsors. I'm Clayson Davis signing off. We'll see you guys Tuesday when the Spartans take on the Sturgis Scoopers.